Okay, it's probably better to first clean this place. It's not super dirty, but it's all relative because energetically I've been doing a lot of stuff in here. I am not the way other people are. And it really is intimidating because I have been opening up to dating again. I'm just saying, I have been opening up to dating again. And now I'm just gonna show you from here. Right, you don't have to be right in the pot. Right, for me it's a huge step to even consider dating a woman after I have been trampled by the last one. She's literally, I don't know, she wanted to control me in all sorts of ways. Now you can say, okay, is that something that I want to find cute? Right? Is this something that I want in my life? A woman that just wants to control me? Or do I actually want a woman that likes me? And I've never met one until now. And every time I meet someone, I think, maybe it's gonna be her. And then it turns out that I have no idea. I don't even know if there will be anyone in my life. And that's a weird, I'm just saying that for what it is. It's a weird position to find yourself in. And why? Because you know, you think you're supposed to be in some kind of relationship, right? You think you're supposed to be, you know, a man with a woman and that kind of stuff. You know, you think you're supposed to be in a position where you can actually in a position where you can say, you know, I actually want to find out if there's a woman somewhere that wants to be with me, that is actually available right where I am, which I've never had. Like, I've never really had a relationship with someone that lives where I am. And now, yeah, I'm just gonna make something with potatoes. You know, like, I don't know, I'm looking for a mushy squishy, I don't know, like a soft kind of substance, you know, not like potato soup and not like roasted potatoes. What I'm looking for is something that's in between. And in the Netherlands, they call it a hutspot or something, a hutspot. I don't know, I think it just means like a hot pot with something in it. And these can be vegetarian, these can be vegan, these can be with meat. Usually it has potatoes as a basis, and while here in Germany, what does it mean here in Germany? I mean, right, people make it, Jesus, yeah, I'm really running out of ingredients. I still have a bit of stuff left. I don't think anybody really understands how it's like to live the way I do. But I was out in a pub, in a bar, and I don't know, it was nice. I had no money, so I asked them if I could just, you know, be there. They had, I don't know, I think it was Street Fighter. We played that. It's so possible that it actually was, I think it was Street Fighter. Somebody said Tekken, but I'm pretty sure it was Street Fighter because I saw none of the, I think it was like a crack TV, somebody said. No, I don't mind these kinds of things. Okay. I don't know what gossip is. What's gossip? And then the question always is, does gossip end in what I say right when I open my mouth? Or are there conversations people have on the inside? You know, that's what I don't really understand. That's what I don't really understand. I'm just advancing into the future, and I'm trying to figure out what I've been missing. Right, so this is supposed to be a meal for a hot day. I'm just gonna put this in. It's just a chili. I don't know how strong it is. You know, I'm just gonna fry it with onions, bay leaves. I only have garlic powder left. Well, that's okay. I have garlic salt. So I'm not quite sure, you know, is it bad if I smell like food? And it's certainly bad if you want to get laid. And the question is, well, do I want to get laid? And why should it make a difference? Right? Why should it make a difference? I mean, if somebody likes you, then shouldn't they just be open about it? Right? That's the problem that I have. Shouldn't he be open about it? She be open about it? You know, if somebody really likes you, you know, now we're talking about relationship. Somebody really likes you, then what are you supposed to do? Right? I don't have to really teach you how to cook, because if you want to know how to cook, you know, all you have to do is look up recipes and just start cooking. And then, you know, if you're somewhere and somebody's cooking, instead of sitting down on the couch watching TV, no, you actually spend time in the kitchen. And that's what a lot of men never get. So they never know how it's like to appreciate the pleasures of cooking. And they actually may miss out on some really nice meals because maybe at some point their wife's gonna hate cooking. That's why I already like cooking. And, you know, I'm still not sure how strongly I have to be like committed to one specific woman, because it has never worked out for me, right? Never. And at the moment, I cannot say it's working out for me to hold on to somebody that I met, or somebody that I continue to remember. You know, every time I'm trying to wiggle out of a relationship, I suddenly, you know, fall back into place and I think, there is a woman out there and she's looking for me. But the thing is, as much as I want to know who it is, I don't think I really know who it is, because the image I have of the woman that I thought I was looking for is not really the woman anymore that I thought I was looking for. It makes sense to me. Yes, so now question, how many potatoes should I use? Because I haven't had, you know, I don't have a lot of things to chop. So this is basically a very simple meal for someone who doesn't have that much money at the moment and who just wants to eat something warm, right? If you don't have a lot of money, then this is the perfect meal. Because let's say oil is too expensive, I don't know, just use what you have. You can use butter for this. You know, I may add some ghee to that. And then I think, maybe I should better hold on to it. But what if it goes bad in the time where I think I have to hold on to it? You know, that's a problem. So I'm looking for, you know, if I just fill this with potatoes and then I add water, you know, I basically don't really have to do anything anymore. You know, it's just gonna cook and I'm gonna have a nice meal. You know, back to the women. Okay, I met someone, we played computer games, and I sometimes don't understand the messages women are trying to send me. So I'm just gonna talk about this because I'm really trying to understand it. And I'll never understand it probably until I meet the woman again, and she's probably going to ignore me, you know? Or, you know, I just walk over to her, but that's the problem that I have. I don't know who she is. Like, literally, I don't know who she is. And I've been in so many relationships where I thought in the end, you know, was that really worth it? Right, like, was that really worth it? And at this stage, I just think, you know, my life is so weird. Who would actually want to spend time with me? You know, I just think I have to look for someone that has a lifestyle that's a bit like mine. Because if she wouldn't have the lifestyle that's a bit like mine, which is very specific, I mean, just take a look at the range. You know, I'm quite flexible. But if a woman has a problem with a husband, right, or, you know, I cannot consider myself a boyfriend anymore, no matter how I'm trying to stretch myself to fit into the categories that, let's just call them, ordinary people live in. You know, it's like having sex, not having sex, and then being in a relationship. Like, what does that even mean? Like, seriously, what does that even mean? I mean, you could say now, maybe I'm overcomplicating things, but the truth is, if I have sex with a woman, there may come a child out of it. And I'm in no position at the moment to take care of that. So at the same time, I think just having sex would be nice. If we focus on just spending time with each other. And I don't know, there was something and I didn't quite get it. Maybe it was just not the right time and not the right place, and maybe, all I have to do is just go back to the city. But I didn't, because I'm going next week because I had to work on Monday, which to you may not be work, but to me it is, like rendering videos and stuff. And when else am I going to do that? And I have to admit that, you may think, oh wow, his apartment looks awesome, but I'm really insecure about this apartment. Because sometimes it's clean and, I don't know how much people that live a normal life, that go out to bars, I don't know how they perceive me as a person, Do they think he's awesome? Or do they think he's weird? That to me is, I feel quite vulnerable. I don't know if people think I'm awesome or if people think I'm weird. And I think that's something that is very hard to understand. I know how to cook. I know how to keep myself clean. I know how to have fun at a party, on my own even. I know how to speak with people, have a conversation about something that is relevant, which is, health, I know how to deal with guilt. So the question is, I don't know what to do anymore. What did she feel guilty about? Because she was sitting on somebody else's lap while she wanted to sit on mine. But who was that? Who did I meet there? Because I don't quite get it. I don't quite get, I don't always know, because if form is irrelevant, let's just think about it. If form is irrelevant, irrelevant in the sense of, whatever, everything transcends form, right? Everything transcends form, which means that, if I think I'm in love with someone and I go to a party and then there is someone, who knows if I'm not just having a conversation with, the woman I think is really far away, because maybe she's there. That's what I don't understand. Literally don't understand. I'm not sure how hard I have to cling to words that I'm having. Not sure at all. I'm not sure how strongly I have to be embedded to the words that I said, such as, somebody is the woman of my dreams. How am I supposed to know that? This is all I can talk about. Right? Funny. Here you thought I was going to tell you something about food, but what do I care about food? I just do stuff, What I'm doing here with food, I'm just throwing stuff into there because I know what a good meal takes. And I know what a good relationship takes. And until now, every woman that I met where I thought, okay, we could hit it off, she's just gone. How long does a good relationship take? If I fall in love now, how much time and space should I give a woman? It's like they're asking for eternity or something. I mean, it just makes no sense, right? It just makes no sense. I mean, I'm very concerned about, the things that I said. Because they may show me something, right? Because before I sleep with just a random woman from a pub, I want to know that she's up for it. And until now, every woman that I met, that I invited to spend, an eternity together, they all ran away. I mean, I just never met them again. And that's not just women, that's also other people, Give me one evening and she won't want to have contact with me the next day. I mean, that's just a fact because, I'm intense. I'm an intense character and people can't deal with this next to everything else that's going on in their lives. And maybe that's just the time we need to get back to each other, to first get back to yourselves, so that when you come back together, right, there's like, oh wow, now it's on again. But what's on again? I don't know what you even mean by that. I mean, I don't know what's on again, because I have no idea what we're even talking about here. I mean, this is all really confusing, but that's just what you have to understand. I mean, maybe you're a completely different character than me. I'm quite lightheaded. I always have been. I have problems to listen to anything anybody says. But people are trying to get me to listen to, the stuff that they come up with that makes sense to them. But it doesn't necessarily have to make sense to me. Right? So this is garam masala, just some of it. I'm gonna add turmeric. So the question is, what is going on? So there's fennel seeds, cumin seeds, there's coriander seeds, there's black pepper, and naturally I have to grind it. I would like to invite a woman here and cook for her. But then, I'm trying to understand still, I don't have a proper bed, I have this weird kind of mattress. I mean, which woman would be okay to sleep on that? So what I really want is, if I'm supposed to hit it off with a woman, she really has to know, I can adapt, right? I can adapt, I know that. And I'm willing to, but how much is the woman willing to adapt to my lifestyle, right? I feel like every woman, would feel repulsed or would go around talking to her friends, it's like, yeah, he's really weird, right? I'm really afraid of that. But I think, gossip can be transcended. If the time we spend together is going to be nice, then I think it's gonna be okay, and maybe I'm just gonna have a reason to change things in my life and to just do something I haven't done in a long time. And then, the other thing is, I feel weird about myself because, I'm supposed to be 34 years old. I mean, but I'm either older or younger than that. I'm never 34 because, it really depends on the people I spend time with. And every time I spend time with people, I feel incredibly old because they feel so young. And maybe I've been looking for a woman that feels young when I'm around, so we can be young together. And, a lot of people that just pretend to be old, but they're actually not. Because they haven't really looked deep enough to really consider themselves old. Because if you're really old, then you become like a small child again. And that's the problem I have, right? I spend time with people, and when I'm like a small child, they get angry because they think, hey, you're supposed to be older than that. What do you mean? I mean, the older you get, the younger you become. Just look at old people in old people homes, they become little children again. Only, I'm already doing it now. And that's then called freedom, right? I mean, as I listening to Chris Webby, he's not, maybe he's not a teacher for me in all fields, but he is in some. And, I have no idea, but I just feel like there has to be something. And I just would like to open up to someone else, but every time I meet someone, they spend like 5 minutes with me or half an hour and then suddenly they're gone. It's like they've either been taken away by life or they just ran for it. They just ran for it. This is Crush Garlic. And then, I sit at home and I think, wait, was this it now? Is she interested? But does she have the courage and the balls? Because, I have a lot of depth. And then you think, yeah, does she know that? I don't know. Does she want a serious relationship? How serious does it have to be? How long is it gonna last? Is it just gonna be for winter? These are questions I cannot answer. I think all you can do is just simply see, but I've been at this point already for so many times where you meet someone and they're like, yeah, let's just see, let's just see where this is going. Why? Why can't you just say, I like you? For whatever reason, I have a feeling, you're different than everyone I met before. And I kind of like you, And then you just cut the crap. You just cut the crap. And you just say, because I'm not the guy who's just gonna come and kiss you because I've been injured too. So it's gonna take some time to work out our differences. I've never been the guy who liked one night stands. I at least need like 2 weeks to get to know you. And that's when we're seeing each other a lot. I maybe first want to watch a movie and just watch something. I just have dinner. I don't have to have sex right away. And then you hear how other people tell you, yeah, but if you don't have sex right away, then you're never gonna have sex. And then you ask yourself, why? Why does it have to be that way? Who determines what the relationship is going to be like? Like, do I have to set the pace always? And maybe I need the woman to do that, to say, I like this guy, I want to be with him. Let's just figure out what he's got, right? What does he got? Okay, maybe he doesn't have a lot of money, or not yet. And maybe he doesn't have this or he doesn't have that, but he has this, right? He has himself. He knows how to have a good time, just like that. He knows how to play computer games, he knows how to be gentle with a woman. He knows how to take it slow, step by step. And then she left. And then you think, okay, so apparently I'm not it, Maybe I'm too shy. But I'm just shy because I know how to protect myself from the lie that you want me, while all you want is actually just my appendage, which is short for penis. It's not short, but that's just what it is. And that's what I don't really understand, right? Like, why do people act like they want something? And maybe, honestly, it doesn't matter. Right? Maybe it really doesn't matter. Now I'm going to pour in water until it's somewhat covered. Because in this way I'm going to get water and nutrients into my system in one go. But I just don't really feel like a soup. And you think, I think she's let herself go. And what does that mean? If you let yourself go? Because while I was playing with her, she seemed, she looked different. Even her hair was different. And that's the really weird part. And after we were done playing, and I saw her leave, I don't chase women around. I don't like chasing women around. Now the question is, why not? Because if a woman wants to be chased, then she wants you to follow her. But I've my own path set out. You know, I know where I'm going, which means that a woman would also have to be open for my ideas. And the women that I usually meet, they're only open for their own ideas. That's how I like it, you know. We can only have sex if I want to have sex, you know. And if you don't want to have sex, you know, I'm just gonna reject you the next time. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, can't it be like, can't we just, I don't know, just do something else? Why do we always have to have sex? And, you know, if we don't have sex the first 3 or 4 dates, then does it mean that we're never gonna have sex? You know, I'm an honest guy. I like to build these things up, like really work towards them. So that when we have sex, you know, it's not gonna be as awkward as a one-night stand is. You know, I want to be able to look you in the eyes afterwards. And, you know, some women, they really want to rush it. And they're really sick of this. You know, I've taken my time once. And, you know, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to live my life like, you know, not at all. Do I have to be secluded from everyone else? Am I supposed to look for a woman? You know, father children? You know, I don't know. I mean, there's men that have women, you know, that, you know, like, just think about Sandy Cohen. I mean, his wife is paying most of the bills. You know, is this how I want it to be? I think I want to be taken seriously, and I certainly don't want to be like Jimmy Cooper, who just, you know, I don't know why he, you know, okay, I have a history of overusing my funds and living on a bit of credit, and only because my parents can help me financially am I actually able to keep going like this. I mean, who's paying my apartment? You know, it's coming from parents. It is a weird thing, you know, I don't know how much I have to pay back, right? I don't know how much a woman needs to want to be with me in order to basically overcome my weirdness. And why do I always only consider my own weirdness? Maybe it's also her weirdness. But, you know, I've never met a woman that actually said, you know, let's just see where this is going. But then she left. And maybe she just left because, you know, just the scene was weird. But mostly, it's every time you meet someone once, you either never see them again, or the next time you meet, they just avoid you. And then you kind of have to run after them. And I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this, you know. I would like to have, you know, I can come to you, but if you every time retreat when I'm there, you know, I'm not going to chase women to where they want me to be, because if they've got you cornered, they can basically do with you what you want. Which is why sometimes it's better to just go somewhere that is kind of neutral, and then you just see if you meet again. And if you meet again, you know, you don't know who you're gonna meet. And maybe there are several women chasing me, right? Because maybe I'm too good to be true, and maybe I'm really awesome. You know, I just don't know that. Okay? You know, what I want to do is let go of bad sex. Just look at this, so you know how it's roughly looking like. You see, now I'm just gonna let that boil and soak, right? I just have to bring it to a boil. And once it's boiling, okay, a bit more black pepper. You see, so this is how I'm doing things. I think if there would be a woman, she should have to be okay with the way this looks here, right? And then I think, you know, his breath stinks. Is that really like this? You know, I'm not sure. Because, you know, if you're used to men that brush their teeth with toothpaste, then maybe, yes, maybe my breath stinks for you. And maybe they think I have a weird smell because I don't use perfume and I don't use deodorant. So yeah, to them I'd probably be some kind of weirdo. You know, I don't get it. You know, and then it says, you know, she's never going to get you. Why don't you do these things? You know, and then you have to have questions and she would try to change you. You know, that's the worst kind of woman that you never want to spend time with. You know, women that want to change you. And this is probably gonna cook for half an hour. Just make sure you just bring it to a simmer and then turn down the heat so that, you know, it doesn't like, because now you've got potatoes in here and the water's gonna be soaked up. So it's going to stick and then it's possibly going to burn. Like, this is a pick me up. You know, I'm confused, I feel cold, and I want to, you know, eat something that's not soup with as little effort as I can. I mean, I've been having a vision of this meal already for 3 days, and only now do I manage to make it. And the question is, why only now? Well, the answer is, I don't know. Oh wow, you know, oh wow. You know, he's it. And I think maybe they're gonna find me on Instagram or on YouTube and they're gonna think, oh wow, you know. And maybe she knew me already, right? And maybe that's why she was so perplexed that I introduced myself with my name. And then you think, well, I think I'm really vile. I don't think anybody will ever like me enough to actually spend time with me. And maybe the women I meet are just generally in bad shape. And I'm just in really good shape. And then it says, you know, you should just leave women like that be. And I ask myself, well, what does that mean? You know? Because if I fall in love with a woman, you know, I love her. And that's what a lot of people don't get, you know? I fall in love with someone, I will probably love you for the rest of my life. No matter how much time we spend with each other, I'm probably gonna think of you just as I still sometimes think of my first girlfriend. You know, sometimes I go way back, all the way to all the women that I ever met, and then I think, you know, shouldn't I stop meeting women at some... I mean, how often should I fall in love? And how far should I take it when I'm in love, you know? And maybe I should just wait until someone settles into my life before I have sex or anything. Because that's basically part of the advice that I give to other people that talk to me about their relationships, and then, you know, they meet someone and 2 weeks later they already have sex, and then, you know, it turns out that isn't it because somebody chickens out, and then you think, well, you know, do I need somebody who's like me? You know, that's a really valid question. And sometimes I think, I mean, maybe I just have to give in to the greed. Right? Maybe sometimes it's just better to give in to the greed. Right? So we agreed on what? We agreed to never have sex with anyone else. And then the question is, did we agree though? Because it doesn't sound like that to me. Not at all does it sound like that to me. I mean, if you're sitting on the lap of other men, then you're just a bit easy to me. I mean, I read Keep My Distance, and I'm honestly, I just want to be free of women that have no real interest in me, that just see me like a trophy or something. Oh, he's got a beard. I've never had a man that had a beard, you know? And so what? You know, that's like just having sex with a black woman just because you think, yeah, I've never had that. You know, I would still spend time with her. But then, you know, I also think it should be up to her. But I'm not even really sure if I can connect with a black woman, you know. You know, I'm really uncertain, which is why I'm looking for a woman that says that's, you know, that's this guy, I think, you know, he could be good for me for whatever reason. And that's then, wait a second, now it's something is saying it about treason. Is he going to commit treason? What's treason? You see, I don't quite get that. You know, words can carry a lot of weight, but I don't understand that either. Because, you know, if people like Ramdas say words are birds, then maybe he didn't quite understand the meaning of words, right? He was just talking around, you know, he didn't really know what he was saying then. You know, if he says stuff like this, I at this stage have to say, there is meaning to words if these words are being followed by action. But the question is, why? And why did I say these things if I wasn't prepared to keep to them? And it says, you know, are you really a man of action? I'm not sure. You know, there's nothing to act like. What am I supposed to, you know, what am I supposed to do at the moment? What am I supposed to do at the moment, right? I'm trying to be me. I'm trying to do what I can. I'm trying to be, you know, I don't know, proud to be a human, but it's making it really tough, you know. I don't really like the idea of being human anymore, you know, because it's just too complicated. You just make me a dog, but that's also really shit. So I don't want to be with a woman that just pulls you with her, which is why I'm literally looking for someone else. I'm waiting till someone comes to me, but then I'm really sure I don't want her. And that's like really, really weird. It doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. And I'm still alone here, and that's the only thing that makes sense. That's the only thing I can actually know for sure, that whatever this is, you know, I don't like it. And there are moments where I like it, but I'm just sick of being alone. And pretense. Just work with it.